Keep him or cut him. That's the dilemma that the Jets have with Aaron Rodgers this offseason. And from a performance standpoint, you could really make the argument that they should probably keep Aaron Rodgers just because he actually had a pretty decent year stats-wise for the team. But the reality is that the money doesn't make sense, especially for a new GM and head coach coming in. We have a new article by Brian Costello of the New York Post. I'm going to bring it up here. And he breaks down everything kind of perfectly, at least from a money standpoint, on what the Jets are looking at with Aaron. So the first option here is cutting Aaron Rodgers. Quote, if the Jets decide to cut him this year or he retires, his dead money charge will be $49 million in 2025. The Jets could split that up between 2025 and 2026 if they make him a post-June 1st designation. In that case, it would be $21 million in dead money in 2025 and $28 million in 2026. That would really be a philosophical decision that a new GM would have to make. Yes. Do you want to get rid of Aaron Rodgers now, eat up all that dead cap into 1 year, or do you want to have him be a post-June 1st cut, and then you can split that dead cap across 2 seasons? My opinion, if you're going to cut Aaron Rodgers, is to do it pre-June 1st, put all that money into 1 season, and then have a fresh cap for 2026, where likely you'll be able to select a good quarterback out of the draft. That it would be my perfect scenario. Now, for the group that wants to keep Aaron Rodgers, here is the money situation. Quote, if the Jets decide to bring Rodgers back, his salary cap charge is $23.5 million. But they will be paying him $37.5 million in cash between a $35 million bonus and his $2.5 million base salary. The $35 million bonus would be prorated over 5 years. Rodgers has 4 void years tacked onto his contract from 26 to 29 for salary cap purposes. If he played for the Jets in 2025 and the team cut him in 2026, the dead money charge in 2026 would be $63 million because of the prorated bonus money. That means the Jets will be taking an $85.5 million cap charge between 25 and 26 if he plays this year. The Jets could designate him as a post-June 1st release in 2026 if he agrees to renegotiate his $20 million base salary for that year. That would make the dead money charge $21 million in 26 and $42 million in 27. That is a lot of money tied up in someone who is over 40 and is coming off of really a down year, an injured year. It does not make sense for a new GM and a new head coach to strap themselves with this kind of burden with money. Why would you pay him to play in 25 if you could potentially have a $86.5 million cap hit in 26 to get rid of him? You would have to agree to a pay cut, and I don't see that happening because he already has done it once. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I mean, look what happened with the Giants, right? They paid Daniel Jones, and now you have a regime that is really on a 1-year leash because they ended up getting rid of him. They never got to really pick their quarterback. You're starting off on a wrong foot money-wise if you try and bring back Aaron Rodgers. Listen, you got to pay that 2022 draft class. You're either going to pick up their 5th-year option or you got to try and re-sign these guys long-term. And if you have that amount of money, that amount of dead cap associated with a single player who's not on your team anymore because you wanted one more season with him, you wanted to run it back one more year, you're going to lose one of these guys. You're going to lose Garrett or Brees or JJ or Sauce. One of them is going to go. And there is an argument for maybe not keeping all of them. But if you want to keep that core together, which I still think has a really good shot of being good in this league, you can't be paying Aaron Rodgers this amount of money. You can't have that amount of dead cap associated to a player that is not on the team. There is no option in this article to trade Aaron Rodgers because the reality is the contract situation is so bad and his play was mediocre that there really is no one to move him on to. There's no one, I feel, in the league that's going to want to take on that kind of contract for really a 1-year flyer on Aaron Rodgers. There just isn't. He's a 4-time MVP. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And Joe Douglas worked this contract for a 2-year window. And it failed. Because that first year got thrown out the window with that Achilles. And that is one of the big reasons why Joe Douglas is not here. Because of the money situation that is defined in this article. There is no way that the Jets can bring back Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion. The money just does not make sense. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.